YouTubers, and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Puppets. Today, looking at yet another beer in the Bryghus Sinner Series. Now, this is the Sinner Series Envy. This is the latest release in the series, and I also have the previous release they did to review, which is the Pride, which is an Imperial Stout. But I wanted to get this one reviewed first because this is pretty fresh, and this is, Envy, which is their IPA, their West Coast style IPA on 6.5%. Should be really interesting. It's got a combination of Amarillo, Simcoe, and Centennial hops in here. And the description states, Cain is said to have murdered his brother out of envy. At Bryghus, we believe that murder is taking things a bit too far. However, we admit to being envious because we weren't the first brewers to come up with that beer style we admire the most. A crisp and hopped up West Coast IPA. We won't kill anybody because we didn't come up with the idea first. Instead, we present to you Envy, our take on this style. Humble yet envious. So yeah, this should be good. Really crave something hoppy today, so let's get into this West Coast IPA from Bryghus. So we got it poured here, and it looks a lot like the Bryghus Sinner Series Sloth, the pale ale they did with Simcoe. It kind of looks like that. It's that nice, hazy, kind of clean, yellowish color, and I'm wearing a Stone shirt that says Fizzy Beers for Wussies. Well, this isn't fizzy and not completely yellow, so I guess that's kind of okay. But a big 3-finger white head on this one. Looks really nice, and I can kind of smell the aromas from here, so let's just dig in, guys. Yeah, that smells West Coast for sure. I'm getting a lot of the Simcoe. Dank grapefruit aromas and peaches. Sweet citrus fruit from the Amarillo. It reminds me somewhat of a little bit of a cross between Sloth and Gluttony, which were two of my favorite beers in the series. Ooh, and it's super juicy as well. Quite juicy. The last few IPAs I've had from Bryghus have actually been really good. Coil, for example, their Easter or spring themed beer was really nice. This smells pretty promising so far. Touch of tropical fruit notes in there, like a mango kind of aroma as well. But yeah, Simcoe and Amarillo really shining through on this one. A lot of sweet, juicy fruitiness, and maybe a touch of sweet maltiness in there, but other than that, it's just full-on sweet, juicy hops. And lots of grapefruit and citrus fruit. Maybe a touch of pine and the floral notes, but man, can't wait to get me some hoppy beer. So cheers, guys. Yeah, that is a lot like a West Coast IPA. That is a pretty good job. The flavor isn't as juicy as the aroma indicated. The flavor is more bitter, per se. Mouthfeel on this one is medium. It's dry, which is usually the mouthfeel in IPAs. Flavor-wise, up front I'm getting an almost lemony character with a lot of grapefruit on the back end. There's definitely the grapefruit that lingers with solid bitterness, along with some piney flavors. Tropical fruit, not as much in the flavor. There's definitely some peach notes from the Simcoe in the first sip you get, but what lingers is definitely like piney and really bitter grapefruit flavors, which is usually how it is in some of these West Coast IPAs from the US. It's actually got a really solid bitterness for it being a single IPA. It's actually quite bitter, and it really lingers on that with that bitter grapefruit flavor in the aftertaste, which is quite nice. That said, though, it isn't like the most complex and flavorsome IPA I've had, but it's still a really nice and really refreshing IPA. It's got a lot of flavors. It's really kind of sessionable. Not as sessionable as Coil, the Easter beer, but it's still fairly sessionable. You can drink a few of these on a hot summer's day, even though it's not today, it's raining. Rating wise, I'm going to go 90 on this one. This, along with Gluttony and Sloth, are definitely so far my favorites in the Sinner Series. The Sinner Series for me has been a hit so far. But yeah, guys, definitely worth checking out the Sinner Series Envy if you can get it. Remember to let me know what you think of it if you've had it. I think it's a really nice IPA. Do you think it mimics the American West Coast IPAs? Let me know, guys. And as always, I'm going to say cheers. Remember to comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'm going to see you guys in another beer review.